Imagine Europe in the 14th century, emerging from the shadows of the Middle Ages. Europe was stirring from a long slumber, shaking off the remnants of a system that had once held it in a tight grip. This was a time when the structures of feudalism were crumbling and the once unshakable hierarchy was beginning to falter. The bubonic plague, known more dramatically as the Black Death, had swept across the continent, leaving in its wake devastation, but also an unexpected opportunity for change. With a significant portion of the population tragically wiped out, labor became scarce and valuable. Serfs, who were once tied to the land, found new mobility and bargaining power. This shift in dynamics played a crucial role in the decline of feudalism, the socio-economic system that had defined the Middle Ages. Simultaneously, cities were growing in importance, emerging as vibrant centers of trade. Merchants and artisans began to wield more influence, forming powerful guilds. Trade routes expanded, bringing wealth but also exposure to new cultures and ideas. This was also a time when the intellectual tide was turning. The church, which had been the dominant force in the Middle Ages, was losing its monopoly on knowledge and interpretation of the world. Scholars, artists, and thinkers were beginning to look beyond the religious lens, taking inspiration from the classical texts of ancient Greece and Rome. A new worldview was developing, one that placed the human experience at its center. This shift from religious to humanistic thinking would prove to be a major driving force behind the cultural revolution that was about to unfold. As the 14th century gave way to the 15th, the stage was set for a period of explosive creativity and intellectual exploration. A time when the human spirit would soar to new heights, redefining the boundaries of art, science, and philosophy. So, the stage was set for a cultural revolution, the Renaissance. Art and architecture took on a life of their own during the Renaissance. This was a time of revolutionary changes in artistic styles, techniques, and subjects. It was a time when artists began to explore new realms of creativity, breaking away from the religious and symbolic constraints of the Middle Ages. The art of the Renaissance was marked by a renewed focus on realism and the human form. Artists began to study anatomy, perspective, and light, resulting in works of unprecedented detail and depth. This was a dramatic shift from the stylized, flat images that were prevalent before. One cannot speak of Renaissance art without mentioning the genius of Leonardo da Vinci. His works, such as the iconic Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, are testament to his mastery of detail, depth, and emotion. His careful observation of the world around him, combined with his scientific curiosity, resulted in art that was both beautiful and technically sophisticated. Michelangelo, another master of the Renaissance, used his chisel to bring marble to life. His statue of David is a perfect example of the emphasis on the human form. It's a celebration of human beauty and strength carved with such precision that it seems almost alive. And then there's the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo's frescoes tell biblical stories with a level of detail and drama that was unprecedented. Raphael, known for his harmonious compositions and tender portrayals of Madonna, was another artist who left an indelible mark on the Renaissance. His School of Athens, a fresco depicting ancient philosophers, is a grand tribute to the intellectual spirit of the Renaissance. The architecture during this period also underwent significant transformation. The Gothic style, with its pointed arches and ribbed vaults, gave way to the Renaissance style. This new style was characterized by symmetry, proportion, and the regular use of columns and pilasters. The architectural wonders of this period, such as St. Peter's Basilica and the Palazzo Pitti, are a testament to this shift. Art and architecture became a testament to the human spirit, an embodiment of the Renaissance ideals. They reflect the period's renewed focus on human potential and the pursuit of knowledge, laying the foundation for the modern world as we know it today. The Renaissance was not just about art, it was a rebirth of literature and philosophy too. As the sun of the Middle Ages set, the dawn of the Renaissance brought with it a new intellectual movement known as humanism. This philosophy placed a spotlight on human potential and achievements, shifting away from the divine and the supernatural that had dominated the thought of the Middle Ages. Humanism became the heartbeat of the Renaissance, influencing art, science, politics, and most notably, literature. It was a time when writers began to explore the complexities of the human experience, delving into themes of love, ambition, and mortality. They were no longer mere observers of the divine, they were analysts of the human condition. Among those who wielded their quills with exceptional skill were the likes of William Shakespeare and Dante Alighieri. Shakespeare, with his extraordinary insight into the human soul, painted vivid portraits of kings, warriors, and jesters alike. His plays, from the tragic tale of Hamlet to the romantic saga of Romeo and Juliet, continue to resonate with readers to this day. Meanwhile, Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy stands as a monumental achievement of Renaissance literature. This epic journey through hell, purgatory, and paradise not only showcased Dante's poetic prowess but also his profound understanding of human nature and morality. However, the literary brilliance of the Renaissance would not have spread so widely without a crucial invention: the printing press. This innovation revolutionized the world of literature, making books more accessible and affordable. Knowledge was no longer a privilege of the few, it was a treasure available to many. The printing press allowed ideas to travel, and with them, the spirit of the Renaissance spread like wildfire. The written word gained a new power during the Renaissance, shaping minds and societies. It was a time when literature was not just a form of entertainment, but a vehicle of change, a mirror reflecting the triumphs and trials of the human spirit. The Renaissance was a time when science took a leap forward. During this period, traditional views of the universe were challenged, and our understanding of the natural world began to evolve. This was the era when the Earth was dethroned from the center of the universe, making way for the heliocentric model, a theory that placed the sun at the center. One of the key figures behind this revolutionary idea was Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus proposed that the Earth was not stationary but moved around the sun, a concept that was radical and controversial at the time. His work laid the foundation for a new understanding of the cosmos, but the torch of scientific revolution didn't stop with Copernicus. It was carried further by Galileo Galilei. Known as the father of observational astronomy, Galileo used his telescope to explore the heavens. His discoveries of the moons of Jupiter and the phases of Venus provided evidence for Copernicus's heliocentric model. Yet, his support for this model led to conflict with the Church, illustrating the tension between science and established beliefs. Then came Johannes Kepler, whose laws of planetary motion refined the Copernican system. Kepler showed that planets moved in elliptical orbits, not perfect circles as previously believed. His work was fundamental in paving the way for the laws of motion and universal gravitation, later formulated by Isaac Newton. This era saw a shift in scientific methodologies too. Instead of relying solely on philosophical speculation, scientists began to emphasize observation and experimentation. The practice of documenting experiments and sharing results allowed for scientific knowledge to be built upon and scrutinized by others, a cornerstone of the scientific method we know today. These advancements in science during the Renaissance were not just about new discoveries. They signaled a shift in how humans understood their place in the universe, moving away from a geocentric or Earth-centered worldview to one that recognized our planet as one among many in the vast cosmos. The Renaissance marked the birth of modern science, changing our understanding of the universe forever. The Renaissance left an indelible mark on the world. This era of enlightenment, stretching from the 14th to the 17th century, fundamentally reshaped our understanding and appreciation of art, science, politics, and religion. It was a period of rebirth, of fresh ideas, of curiosity and exploration, that forever altered the trajectory of human history. The Renaissance's legacy in art is profoundly visible even today. The period's emphasis on realism and naturalism, its exploration of perspective and its celebration of the human form have all become foundational elements of Western art. Look at any modern art form, and you'll find the fingerprints of the Renaissance. In the realm of science, the Renaissance was a time of radical transformation. It was during this period that the scientific method was born, a systematic approach to inquiry that is still the cornerstone of scientific investigation today. The Renaissance also saw the dawn of heliocentrism, the idea that the Earth revolves around the sun, challenging the geocentric model that had prevailed for centuries. This shift not only revolutionized astronomy but also fundamentally changed our understanding of our place in the universe. The impact of the Renaissance was not confined to the arts and sciences. It also ushered in a new era of political thought. The Renaissance emphasis on individualism and human potential gave rise to modern concepts of democracy and human rights. It challenged the divine right of kings and paved the way for the Enlightenment and the democratic revolutions that would follow. In religion too, the Renaissance sowed the seeds of change. It encouraged a spirit of critical inquiry, leading to religious reformations and the questioning of church authority. This period of questioning and exploration laid the groundwork for the religious diversity and freedom we value today. The Renaissance, a rebirth of ideas and creativity, forever changed the course of human history. In every corner of our modern world, we can see the lasting impact of this remarkable era. It was a time of transformation that continues to shape our world and our understanding of it.